Okay, the reason that John the Baptist was sent from the heavens to confer the priesthood of Aaron is that there was no one among the mortals with the keys of that authority. Notice the word authority again. Had there been, then there would have been no necessity for a restoration of this authority, and John would not have been sent. So that's the point. This is from the History of the Church, Volume 1. It's a little commentary by Brigham H. Roberts, who is the theologian, historian, I guess you'd say, that basically wrote the history of the church. Nothing less than a complete apostasy from the true Christian religion would warrant the establishment of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Okay? And so he goes on there. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but that just gives you the point. If you don't have an apostasy, there's no need to restore. And as you saw with the cars with Jerry, he's showing you, the restoration. He's showing you what the original looks like. Here's what the restored thing looks like. They have to look the same. I had no idea he was going to use cars, although he is a car guy. I should have guessed. Here we have, this says, such restoration and reestablishment with the modern bestowal of the holy priesthood would be an unnecessary and indeed impossible had the Church of Christ continued among men with unbroken succession of priesthood and power since the meridian of time. Now, the Mormon Church considers when Jesus came, he didn't come in the fullness of time, he came in the meridian of time. Joseph Smith came in the fullness of time. So that's a little commentary on what that means to LDS people. The significance and importance of the great apostasy as a condition precedent to the reestablishment of the church in modern times is obvious. If the alleged apostasy of the primitive church was not a reality, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not the divine institution that its name proclaims. So, for some reason, I have a car. It doesn't look like the other one, does it? I have a story with this car. It's not exactly like Jerry's. This is a 57 Chevy. I kind of like 57 Chevys. Now, picture in your mind, great uncle, Harry, okay? He decides, I'm going to buy a 57 Chevy, brand spanking new, and I'm going to roll it in one of those storage containers, and I'm going to jack it up, take the air out of the tires, and I'm going to take the acid out of the battery, take everything out, and it's just going to, I'm going to store it, like time capsule thing, right? And so, 50 years later, 2007, okay, he gives it to you. It's like, wow, 57 Chevy, man, look at this 50-year-old car, so cool. It's original. It's only driven like 50 miles, all you have to do is put gas in it, pump the tires up, put a battery in, and you got a brand spanking new 57 Chevy, right? And your buddy loves to restore cars. He says, hey, man, I got a Bayflex. Let's fix this thing. He's no longer your buddy. Don't you dare touch that thing with a grinder. I don't want no scratches on my car, right? I don't need to restore my 57 Chevy because it's perfect in every way. I don't want anybody touching this with sander or grinder. Keep your belt buckle away. No scratches on my 57 Chevy. Point being, if I have a church that is correct, don't be scratching it. Don't be restoring it. Leave it alone. Join it. Okay? If you want to ride with my 57 Chevy, get the dust off your feet, clean up everything, get rid of the coke, okay? Because it's a beautiful, brand new car, and you can't get another one like this. This is the only one in existence that's only got 50 miles on it, right? You see how rare that is? It's so rare, I don't want you to mess with it. I think that's the way God feels with his church. Don't be messing with my church. I established it. That's the way it's going to be. And Joseph was messing with it. So we're going to check it out. How did the restoration occur according to Mormonism? Joseph Smith's first vision. He said the first vision restored the true gospel, the Book of Mormon. It restored the true church according to the Doctrine and Covenants, and it restored the true priesthood according to the Pearl of Great Price. So Pearl of Great Price has the rendition of the Aaronic priesthood. The Melchizedek priesthood is not in existence of anyone receiving it or how they received it originally, anywhere in any LDS literature. You go search for the initial receiving Melchizedek priesthood, you can't find it anywhere. You go looking for the receiving of the Aaronic priesthood, now it's in the Pearl of Great Price. Joseph Smith history. It's on the back part of the Pearl of Great Price. So you can read about the Aaronic priesthood, and I have a whole study on that with probably an hour full of overheads where I can show you the holes in the holy priesthood, according to the LDS Church. Okay, what I intend to prove. I intend to prove the Book of Mormon disagrees with Joseph Smith's first vision. Kind of a surprising statement. When I talked to Elder Hunt, I said, you pick the topic. He picked the topic that I've been using for almost 20 years. The oldest topic that I still use. I had to take my tract off the net because I didn't want him to see what I was going to say beforehand, right? I wanted it to be a debate. So if you go to my website, you won't find the tract. So it's out there. It's the yellow one. We'll look at it in a minute. The Doctrine and Covenants also agrees with the Book of Mormon. So you have two LDS scriptures, the Book of Mormon and the Doctrine and Covenants, that say there can never be a total apostasy. And you have the Pearl of Great Price that says there has to be a total apostasy. I really like to call that a contradiction. So here we go. This is a photocopy from the Pearl of Great Price. And it really is the first vision. It is the thing that the LDS Church really thrives on. If they didn't have a first vision, the LDS Church wouldn't be true. And here's what Joseph was answered. And I want to quote this word for word, so I've just got it up here. We'll read it. I was answered that I must join none of them. He's talking about the other churches. For they were all wrong. Same word, all wrong. How many? Yeah. So there can't be one right. And the personage who addressed me said that all their creeds are abominations in his sight. How many creeds? All their creeds. And that those professors were all corrupt. These are professors of the religion. How many professors? Anyone who professes the Protestant faith, they're all wrong, right? They draw near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They teach for doctrines and commandments of men, having a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. That is the epitome of the first vision. That's the message Joseph Smith got. And upon that message and upon that truthfulness, the LDS Church is built. If that is true, the LDS Church is the true church. If that is not true, the LDS Church is not the true church.